Well, happy weekend, everybody. Just want to take a moment and revisit, well, not revisit, but make sure that you're using the plugins. If you have the subscription to OpenAI Plus, you should have access to plugins. And want to just run you through two or three, depending on time here, that I think would be really useful. There's a bunch of plugins. There's hundreds coming online every day. Quite honestly, in my experience, a lot of them just break or kind of give me the heebie-jeebies about being secure and privacy and all that. So as always, be very careful, do your diligence on these. The ones I'm about to show you have been tested and vetted by me and others, so I feel comfortable sharing them with you. Just before we even get into that, just want to show you a latest attribute, if you will, to this window that you see in front of me. Now you can get rid of that search pane over there to kind of give you a nice clean slate here. Just click on that and then your chat history sort of opens up. So how do we get to the plugins? Well, if you go to, just hover over this tab, GPT-4, that's what I'm on. If you have plugins enabled, if you don't, let me go back over here, move me out of the way. You want to click these three dots down here by your name. Hopefully mine will work here. Oh, there we go. Hang on. Oh, wow. There it is. Bear with me here. I was clicking on the wrong ones. And you go to settings and you just want to go to beta features and make sure that you have your plugins turned on over here. Okay. All right. Move me back down over to this corner. Get rid of this. No distractions. Come on. My click-through is not really working. Okay. So once you go here and you click on plugins, you're going to see these are the ones I have enabled. You will have nothing. You'll probably just have this plugin store. So you click on this plugin store and here you go. This is the plugin marketplace, if you will. Now, the first thing that's going to show up is the most popular ones. You can see there's not many here. These tend to be the most vetted, the quote unquote, the official ones that they launched the plugins with, like Expedia and Kayak and Zapier and others. If you click on new, you're going to see, look at it. I mean, look at how many there are. I mean, and it's just all over the place, the different types of things. I kind of struggle sometimes because when you read these plugins, you're like, I don't want to use ChatGPT as my search engine. Google's still good at that. So I think people are experimenting. It's fine. It's all good. If you go to all, you're going to see even more. It just goes on and on and on. Have fun. Get in there. I encourage you to go through this. So all you do if you want to, like I have Link Reader, I'm going to run you through that one here shortly. It's going to look like this. It's going to have a green install. You just connect it. Here, I'll show you how easy it is. I'll do speak. Doesn't take that long. If I want to uninstall it, I just click that. Okay, so this is how you get it. Let me run you through Linked Reader and all that. So I actually did one in Link Reader. Let me scroll up here. I have this paper that, if I can find it here. So I have this paper. It's rather long, foundational models and fair use. Okay, so it's a typical scholarly paper. A lot in here. Now, yes, I have read this, but lots of times you're kind of trying to skim through these papers, at least I am, and I don't want to read them. Now, right now, we know that the context window of most LLMs would now allow us to load this up. And yes, there's chat with PDF and a bunch of plugins and or apps that allow you to download a PDF, then upload it into some app, and then apply some type of LLM, GPT-4, Claude, whatever to it. A lot of steps. Okay, so just using the plugin, I didn't select the plugin. I just put in my prompt, please provide me a concise, plain language summary along with bullets that highlight the most critical findings, ideas, or open questions. And then I just plugged in the URL for this. So in here, I just went and clicked on this, copy link, and I just pasted it. And I didn't tell it to use Link Reader. I just made sure it was enabled. And this is what it sort of came back with. Really good stuff. So that is Link Reader. Nice, easy way to basically summarize any major content. It does docs, it does PowerPoints, it does PDF. I haven't tried it across a bunch of other things. It'll even do a URL, a website. So if you run across one web page that has a bunch of information, it'll do the same thing. So check that out. Okay, so now let's try a different plugin, and this I'll run live to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to go down. I started a new chat session. Notice that it defaults to just the standard GPT-4. I've got to turn plugins on. There they are. They appear. Let's see which ones I have enabled. I have Video Insights. I want that one enabled. There we go. Interact with online video platforms like YouTube or Dailymotion. So let's try this out. How come that's not sticking? Oh, 3 enabled. Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize I had 3 enabled already. There we go. So you can only have 3 enabled at one time. And I am basically going to ask it to summarize this video, which is about 1 hour and 44 minutes long. By the way, I tweeted out and put this on LinkedIn. This is a great video. Former lawyer who was an alcoholic, wanted to become the world's fittest man on the planet. His name is Rich Roll. Fascinating conversation, but 1 hour and 44 minutes. So let's see if we can't get this to be summarized. Please summarize with bullets for key and most critical ideas, quotes, or talking points. I don't know. Let's just see what it does. This is literally the first time I'm running this plugin, so we're going to discover this together. Okay, automatically detects Video Insights. So it's one of 3, and here we go. It's basically... Let's see, era of disruption. Interesting. I'm reading this. I'm going to let this go and put this on pause so you don't hear me hum and ha. Okay, so here we are. It's extracted some really interesting insights here, and I've listened to this podcast, so I understand where it's going with this. I just wanted to make sure that this was drawing the actual link. It's always good to double check and validate. So I just said, who is the speaker? And it went back and got the right speaker and the host of the podcast. And because I was interested about addiction, I then said, what are the key takeaways when it comes to addiction? And it pulls out all the key points that Rich Roll sort of discusses. So I would say here, you got to have some sense. So I just said, the original prompt was key points, critical ideas. I didn't direct it any more than that. And it kind of gave me a very high level, which maybe suits your purposes. But if I'm looking at a podcast, I probably have specific questions about it. And so that's why I wanted to show you down here. You can actually have a targeted conversation. It will recall the plugin and start to analyze that YouTube video. So very interesting, very clever. Okay, so I'm going to show you actually 2 plugins here. So I'm back in my plugins. I'm going to show you Abridged Due Diligence and AI Ticket Chat. Let me just turn these off because I want it to be focused. So Abridged Due Diligence, you'll see, discover the details, search through recent SEC filings with links to deeper analysis, and AI Ticker Chat, retrieve USA stock insights from SEC filings. So I'm just going to put in a very broad prompt here and say, can you share with me the most important, I don't know how it's going to determine that, SEC filings, if I can spell right, within the last week that directly relate to generative AI? No idea. First time I'm using these, as I tend to do with you all, so you get to see my foils and fobbles with sort of trying to figure this stuff out. So I realize it's going on a 10-minute video. Okay, so I obviously did not use this appropriately. Let me just basically try to figure out. Okay, it's asking me for interesting. Let me figure this out. I'm going to put a pause on it and I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back here. I had to turn off the other plugin, the AI ticker plugin, because it was defaulting to that for whatever reason. And it was saying I have to put an actual stock symbol or company. So I turned that off. I just prompted it again. This time it was the only plugin I had, the Abridged Due Diligence. And so I asked it most important SEC filings within the last week. And now it's giving me these. They should have click-throughs, I think. So let me just see where this goes. Again, sorry for the delay and sorry for the length of this video, but trying to sort of walk you through these as I do too, so you don't have to. Okay, let's see. I clicked through on the Robinhood one, and I like that it takes me right here. I can't seem to see where the latest is. It doesn't really tell me. I imagine I could probably figure that out. Loop is under an SEC for generative AI, Breeze Holdings. I'm just going to try another one here, and I'll wrap this up so you guys don't have to like continue to agonize with this over me. Page not available. I am sure that I need to have an Abridged DD subscription for some of this. I don't. And okay, so I'm just going to keep going. You guys can turn this off if you want, but now I'm in the rabbit hole. So I've clicked through on a bunch of these. I've created an Abridged Due Diligence account. They seem to be erroring out. I don't know if it's something browser based or whatnot. So I'm just going to take this one. I've copied and pasted it, and I'm going to open up Bing and go here and start a new topic and just say, can you tell me more about this? And I just pasted what I took from the prompt here. I just copied and pasted this. You'll see it right here. I have no idea what Bing Chat's going to come up with, but this, I want to show you this because this is how I use these things back and forth. I don't rely on just one. I could have plopped it into Google, but I think that hopefully Bing Chat will give me a little bit more insight into what is actually going on here. And so now this gives me a lot more about who they are, DNA sequencing, recently announced an artificial intelligence algorithm that predicts. Okay, so I imagine, I don't see any SEC filings here. I'll just ask, any recent SEC filings or disclosures by them? Who knows? Let's see where this goes. It's always interesting. Trial and error, trial and error. That's sort of the most important thing here. Let's come on, Bing Chat, do your thing. I'm going to pause. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, well, February 11th was the latest. June 1st. Okay. So the Form 8K, which probably ChatGPT found that, which is why they're calling it within the last week. That is accurate. Let's see. That's two. Let's pull that up and see what we can see here. And again, I'm just trying to validate. That pulled up the 10K. No, I want the 8K. Where is the 8K? 10K. All right. I don't want that. Give me the quarterly. All right, well, here we go. We're trying to figure out where this 8K is. I'm going to pause, get back to you, and I promise to wrap this up as we go on 15 minutes here. Okay, it was there. I just had to scroll down a little bit, quite honestly, and see where we could go. So here's the 8K. All right, I'm going to open up the Adobe. All right. Now let's, there's not a lot in here. Typically, there wouldn't be, depending on, so this is just a board of directors change and nothing too crazy in here. So anyway, you get the sense. I'm not going to bore you with too many of the details. By the way, I could actually grab this link. I could go back. If this was a long one, I could go back to ChatGPT, enable the link that reads PDFs, and have it summarize. So a nice virtuous loop. Anyway, let's wrap this up. You saw me sort of play around with the plugins. Again, I encourage you to go into the plugins, make sure they are enabled, check out the different ones, go through the store, have fun with them, and basically just experiment. I welcome any of your reactions or thoughts or ideas or really good plugins that you found. Please share those. All right, take care.